What's up, y'all? It's mail day. I've got an SGC order that just came back from the Dallas Card Show. I'm going to show you what cards I'm sending in for the SGC Topps Chrome $9 special, give you my thoughts on that, and then I've got we'll kick off with a little mail day update. So if you watch my mail day videos, I collect Rockets Hall of Fame autos, trying to get one of each of the 14 guys. This is Calvin Murphy. Played in the 70s. He did Rockets telecast for a while. Called him the Pocket Rocket. He's like 5'9", great scorer. War number 23, Jordan, before Jordan. So it's kind of cool. He was a professional baton twirler. I learned all about him because I didn't really know anything about him. But I got his auto. He's one of the first Hall of Famers I got. And then, what do you do when the 1 of 1 comes up for sale, right? You got to get it, right? You got to get it. So got this 1 of 1 for, I think it was a pretty good deal, about $60 plus shipping. So I thought that was a great deal, and looks great. Looks great in the holder. Well, pretty clean card. See if we want to get it graded, but right now I'm not grading any of the autos. And then we're just gonna give this to my buddy because I don't, this was like $14, something like that. So we're just gonna give this to my buddy Marcus, who's a big Rockets fan, and hopefully he'll enjoy it, and it won't just go to waste or sit in a drawer somewhere for years. But really pumped about that. We'll set him up over here for now. We're going to have to move him because we've got some great cards coming in. So why don't we jump into the Dallas Card Show SGC reveal. I sent in a few cards, mostly PC cards, a couple of flips, and then one card. I tried this. I wanted to do a little experimenting where I bought a card from the dollar bin at the Dallas Card Show, submitted it to SGC on site to get it back. So we're going to see how that goes. We're going to see if we can sell it. It's a football card. It's a Sam Howell rookie. Nothing crazy. It was out of the dollar bin, but if we can flip it for a little bit of money, that's a cool little experiment, I think. So I'm going to speed this up because I'm slow at this. There we go. All right. And we might just use this packaging to send our order for the Topps Chrome stuff right back. All right, so get that. Let me get that out of the way. I just love how well they package everything. SGC tuxedo in such great shape. SGC is doing some really good stuff. I like them a lot. I'll go into my thoughts on the whole $9 special thing here in a second, because I've tried that for some of the earlier flagship stuff, and kind of win some, kind of lose some, but... take away this little piece of paper here. Okay, so first up, we've got a Jamar Chase rookie card, green parallel, absolute football. Got a 9.5. Nothing terrible there. Probably won't be able to flip this one. I pulled this myself. It's going to be tough to flip this, but it was one of those $15 specials, so we might be able to do it. That 9.5 is tough. I don't know how. Collectors they like to see the 10. So it's very hard to move a 9.5 in my opinion, or in my experience. You might have an easier time if you have a big following or something like that. Let me see what else we got. Let me give a little thought process here to how we want to unveil these. I'll tell you what. Let's do this order. The last two I think are pretty big cards for me personally. And one of them is going to be flipped eventually, but we'll see. Let me move this giant knife out of my way. All right, so first up, we've got Shohei Ohtani in a 10. Love it. 1987 Chrome card. This is from last year's update. The silver packs that were in those hobby boxes. I mean, who doesn't love Ohtani, right? He just seems not just, like, talented, but like a nice guy. I mean, some players these days... They're super arrogant. They know they're good, but Ohtani doesn't feel that way, and I can't put my finger on why, but he just seems like a cool dude. So I'm gonna keep this one. Actually, I'm not gonna flip this one. Maybe one day, maybe you might see it pop up on my eBay, but I like him, and I pulled this card myself, so I think I'm gonna hang on to that one. So then we've got a Michael Harris. If you watch one of my recent Topps update, no, not top update, Series 2 hanger boxes. I pulled a Michael Harris relic. These are really hard to grade. I got a Wander Franco relic in an update hanger last year. Got a PSA 10 out of that. Decided to try my luck with SGC, and we got a 9.5. Okay. 9.5 is nothing to shake a fist at when it comes to the relics. The relics are a little different. I think I would look at a relic a little bit differently just because they're harder to grade. But, well, again, would have loved to see a 10 there. Really clean-looking card. I had one of those moments where I'm like, okay, this little spot here could be a potential issue, and it looks like it was. The 9.5s. Let me give you a little... Let's do a little sidebar here on 9.5s. Just, I'm going to put on my IOPsych hat here, and one of the things I think that a 0.5 rating scale gives you is a little bit of an excuse. Sometimes when you have rating scales with more anchors, so like more Likert points, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, people will tend to measure in the beginning, or not in the beginning, sorry, they rate in the middle. It's like a central tendency bias. It's all, you see it a lot in like performance management systems. It's managers who don't want to call somebody great or bad, so they call everybody average. And I think when you have a 9.5 scale, when you have a 0.5 scale, it allows graders to kind of give themselves an out if they're kind of on the fence. And that's why I really like PSA 10s, or the way PSA does it is, I feel like a 9.5 SGC, I don't have any data for this, but I feel like a 9.5 is a PSA 10. If you think about like the grades, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe it just depends on the grader and the day, probably. But that 9.5, I think it gives graders a little bit of a psychological excuse to knock something down. But again, not mad about a 9.5 on a relic. So then we've got this Sam Howell Gridiron King. Sam Howell is going to be the starter in Washington for the Commanders. Looks like he is at this point. I picked this up at the dollar bin. They were running the $15 special, and I said, you know what? I'm going to try and submit this. I actually picked up a lot of cards. If you watch my Dallas Card Show pickup video, I show you those. The only card I didn't show you was this one because it was off at SGC, and it got a 10. Awesome. So, you know, again, nothing big here. We're talking about a base Gridiron Kings insert rookie card, but you never know. I mean, maybe we can make our money back at least, right? I think for $15 grading special, we should be able to get $16 for this, I think. But yeah, that was cool, a cool little experiment. We'll see how the actual selling goes. Maybe it would have, maybe it'll be a little bit easier to move in some other kind of holder. But I think the black looks great on this maroon card, this like dark red card. I think it looks really good. So that's pretty cool. I'm digging that. Let me put this over here. I have no attachment to Jamar Chase. I have no attachment to Sam Howell, so both of those are going to end up on my eBay. This card, I have a lot of attachment to. There are 2 people right now in the Texans Ring of Honor. There are no Texans Hall of Famers yet. We were an expansion team in 2002. Texans, baby. Andre Johnson and Bob McNair, the owner who passed away recently. Those are the 2 folks, not recently, a couple years ago. Those are the 2 folks who are in the Ring of Honor. And Andre Johnson is, I think, my favorite receiver ever. Like, in the history of the NFL, watching that man play, watching him make such a positive impact in the city of Houston. I love the guy. So I picked this card up. This is a big card for me. And it just, oh man, it looks so good in a black holder like that. It looks so good. Auto 10, 9 mint. Now that's surprising. I don't know if you can see this, but you see right there on the gold, those are like scratches or print lines. I thought for sure this was going to get a 7 or an 8. And, you know, these are thick cards. You can't tell, but it's like, here is a regular one, and oh yeah, you can't tell with this, but it's thick, and the thicker ones are just harder to grade. So the fact that we've got this numbered to 49, number 3, I think he will be a Hall of Famer when it's all said and done. He's kind of on the bubble right now if you look at the numbers, but I think when it's all said and done, this guy's going to be a Hall of Famer. So this is a personal card for me, and I love it. All right, I'm sorry, Sam. I'm gonna put you down here. I'm gonna put Andre right here so everybody can see. Okay, and then we got the Wander Franco redemption auto. Hey, y'all, if you haven't heard, there are some very serious accusations against Wander Franco involving a minor. This video was recorded before those accusations came to light. So I cut out all the audio of me talking about the value and you know what eBay is listing as right now because frankly it doesn't matter anymore. I really hope for the sake of the survivors and their families that these accusations aren't true, but it's hard for me to believe that they aren't based on what's coming out. So this card's going in a drawer. I've never bought any Wander Franco cards. I've only pulled them out of packs. This thing's going in a drawer because I don't play with that. And it's just, man, it just makes me really sad. So just wanted to say that on this video and cut out the audio of me talking about the values because, like I said, they don't matter anymore. So yeah, back to the video. So I think this was a great little showing. Got a couple PC cards. SGC and PC, they rhyme, sort of. And that's really kind of leads me into my next segment here, which is their $9 grading specials. SGC they're a great company. I love them. I think they're great with their customers. I think they have a good product. I think they're fair. I think they're consistent. They are just as expensive as PSA, but like not near the value. Now they've jumped Beckett, but Beckett kind of helped them out a little bit by making a lot of missteps in the last couple years. The $9 grading specials I think are great for the hobby, not as great for flippers if you're trying to flip it. And I know that a lot of us kind of straddle the fence. I do the same thing. I definitely consider myself a collector, but it's not like I'm sitting on all the cards that I pull, right? Like I want to sell some cards, give some away, make some money, and then be able to pump that back in to pick up more cards like this. I need a J.J. Watt auto, for example, to go along with the Andre Johnson. So the $9 special, what I've seen is I did a lot of Series 1 and Series 2. They ran the same special, and it seems like the market caught up to that and just kind of said, oh yeah, you paid $9 for this card. I'm not going to pay you what an SGC 10 would have gone for in this particular card. It works great, in my opinion, in a few situations. One is if you're getting a PC card graded. I got a Jordan Relic graded. I got a Hunter Brown rookie graded. And like flagship base Hunter Brown, right? Like not a valuable card, but to me, I wanted it in a holder, and it came back at 10, and that's awesome. $9, can't beat that. That's one of the best grading fees out there. And SGC's value is competitive. It's still competitive. It's just not to the level that PSA is. So I think that's the first option, is like if you're piecing a card. The second one is if you are going to sell a big card. So this worked in my favor when I hit a red auto of a Detroit Tiger. I forget his name, but it was number to 25, and then a golden mirror SSP of the Cardinals team card. Sold both of those for over $100, and then so obviously paid for the whole submission. But I sold a Gunnar Henderson 9.5 base rookie for like $8 on eBay. And with seller fees, that's like $5? And so you lose money on that one, right? I ended up giving away a Nolan Gorman that I had graded to a guy who's a St. Louis Cardinals fan here in Dallas. I have a few other like base rookie lots that I'm doing. So I have like a Michael Harris 9.5 with a bunch of his other rookie flagships on eBay. And it's hard to move them. It's hard to move them. So would I grade those again? No, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably stick to the bigger cards. And I even have I have an SGC 10 of Riley Green, Stars of the MLB, and nobody's touching it. And you know, sales do slow down after the releases, kind of lose momentum, but that's when it doesn't work, is for low value cards. A PSA 10 flagship rookie, I've had good luck with that. I've flipped some Julios, I've flipped some Bobbies, that kind of thing, and I've been able to get money back on that. Actually, not Bobbies, it was somebody else, but I've definitely flipped flagship base of Julio very easily. So that's what I'm taking into this one, but I am going to experiment a little bit. I don't think it works for the base. However, I'm going to get a couple base cards graded because I think this rookie class is standout, and I think that we can make our money back a little bit on it. So let me show you what I'm going to get graded. This is from the hobby box that I ripped. This was one of the only numbered cards that we pulled from the entire jumbo hobby box. It's a numbered rookie, Cal Mitchell. Not a huge rookie, but we're going to get it graded. We're going to see if we can get a 10 out of that. I looked at every single reasonably gradable card, and these ones are centered, and there are no print lines. So corners look good, edges look good. We're going to cross our fingers and hope we don't get any 9.5s. This was the only negative refractor we hit. Michael Toglia? Tolia? I don't know how to say it. Sorry, Michael. Pretty low odds on that. I think they're the same odds as 1 in 42 packs for both of these. Brian Bayo. Prism refractor rookie. Get that graded. Francisco Alvarez refractor rookie. Hopefully that comes back at 10. I think that's probably one of the bigger ones. And then the last few here are base. Base Corbin, base Volpe, base Henderson, base Adley. Those all need to come back in 10s or we're probably going to lose our money on the whole submission. So, and this is an experiment, right? Again, I've told you my experience with it. Base doesn't sell well in an SGC holder, especially with the specials. But we're going to try it out. Maybe it's different for Chrome. And that's my theory, is maybe as these rookies have gotten hotter, as sales pick up after the National, maybe it'll be a little bit easier. We'll see. If you disagree with me, tell me why in the comments. I'd love to hear it. But yeah, look, again, I love SGC. I mean, look at these cards. I think these cards are awesome. I'm looking forward to getting these back very quickly. That's the best thing about SGC is, I mean, it's a fraction of the time it takes your PSA cards to get back. Okay, we got it back, and it took a lot longer than I expected. This thing was out for a few weeks. They didn't even check it in until about a week after it had arrived. So it took a while. Maybe not a week, maybe it was a few days, but I think they're overloaded with their Topps Chrome submissions. And I think they actually made an Instagram post about it. So let's get in, see what the grades are, and we'll see what we're going to do with these things. Just remember, it was that jumbo hobby box. We didn't get too much out of it. The autos weren't worth grading. We got one rookie numbered card, numbered pair, or no, just a negative refractor, and then the rest were base. So, man, I forgot to put this in here. So we're not overly anticipating, you know, what the grades are. Like, this isn't. There's not like $1,000 card in here, you know, that we're waiting to get. So let me get this invoice out of here. All right. So we got the base on the back. Let's go through those first. First up, we got an Adley Rutschman base. We're looking at a 10. All right, that's great. That's great. Good start. Good start. An Adley Rutschman 10. We can make some money on that. We can make a little money on that. Okay, then we've got our negative refractor, Michael Toglia, and we got a 10 on that. Okay, good. My eye is serving me well for the first two cards. Then we got a Brian Bayo Prism Refractor. These ones are really hard for me because that Prism Refractor makes it hard to see if there are imperfections, and there were probably some imperfections that I missed. Not sure where they are, but that is a 9, and we'll put him down here. That one, pennies. Pennies we'll get for that. Okay, this is the Francisco Alvarez Refractor. This is a big card. Hopefully this one came back at 10, and it did. Awesome. That's awesome. And forgive me, I'm getting over a little bit of like strep throat. So if I sound weird or if I'm like, if the video randomly cuts, it's me like taking a sip of water, doing what I need to do. So we're on the mend though. All right, Corbin Carroll, pretty much a lock for Rookie of the Year. 9.5. Not what we love. 9.5 is not bad. 9.5, like I'm not mad about it. I feel like that's still a win. But on a base rookie, probably not going to do super well on it. And man, I don't love the 9.5 grade. You got to pick one. It's got to be a 9 or a 10 to me. But well, at least we got a 10 on the Volpe. That's great. At least we got a 10 on the Volpe. I'll take that. So, and then we got a Gunner and a 9.5 on the Gunner base. So, not great on that. And then the Cal Mitchell. So, our only numbered card in the whole set got a 9. Ooh. All right. So, out of 8 cards, 50% of them were 10s, 2 were 9.5s, and 2 were 9s. Not terrible. Sometimes I feel like that's almost too good of a breakdown. You know, I mean, most submissions I see come back about 50% gem rate, and that just seems off. So I'm gonna deep dive this in a video coming up soon. Just the psychology of grading, the psychology of rating. Grading is an opinion. I don't think it's prove to me otherwise, but it's not like they're putting this thing through a scanner that weights like corner differentials and then spits out a clean number. I think these are like college dudes looking at this, college people looking at this, saying, yeah, I think this is a 9. Yeah, I think this is a 10 based on, some loose criteria. But I think we can make our money back on the whole submission as a whole, especially with these 10s right here. These ones, I mean, we're probably going to look at, we spent $100 on this submission, including shipping. I think it was like 97, so probably about 100. We can probably sell all of these cards for a little over $100. So it'll be a wash, basically. We'll see. I might do something. I've been really wanting to try consignment. I haven't done a consignment for y'all, and I think that would be really interesting to do. So I'm going to do some research on that and see what the different options are. We might just ship all these off to PC Sports Cards. They're running a promotion right now where you can win $25,000. So, hey, you know what? We'll definitely beat it if we win that promotion. So, we'll give it a shot. And, nothing to shake a stick at here. This is typical with what you see of grading. I don't know people who's going to get all 10s back. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button for me. And we'll get back with more ripping here soon. Thanks for watching.